Hello and welcome back, students. Today we are going to start the first unit of your computer, and it consists of two chapters, that is called Internet and Web Services and Mobile Technologies. So we will continue with the Internet. So this is the first chapter of your computer. So on the first page, it's there Winton Gray Cerf, founder of Internet or inventor of Internet, and introduction is there. Now on the right side you can see that chapter contains, so 14 topics are there. We will complete all 14 topics. So we are going to start directly the topic Internet. So what is Internet? We know much more about Internet. We have heard about Internet. So that is called, simply we say, network of network, or connection of computers throughout the world. That is called Internet and all. So on the basis of our understanding, we have many more definitions of Internet. So it's written over there: the Internet is a network of the interlinked computer networking worldwide that use the TCP/IP network protocols to facilitate data transmission and exchange. Okay, so the TCP/IP, that is protocol, the rules to interchange or sending the information or receiving the information throughout the network, that is called Internet. Now, Internet stands for International Networks. That's the full form of Internet. Internet is not itself a full form; it's an abbreviation itself, and the full form is International Network. It is a network of network which consists of millions of computer network worldwide. It means network or network. Why they say network of network? Because one computer is connected to another. That computer is connected to another. So it acts like bridge. Means network to the network. That's why they say that network of network in simple way defines Internet, which consists of million of computers network worldwide. So millions of computers are connected. If we are chatting, if we are connecting to our friend, it doesn't mean that my computer is directly connected to my friend. There are lots of computers in between. Okay, so now next one is written there. It is sometimes simply called the net, which consists of millions of each types of networks worldwide. So simply we say the net. We don't say internet all the time. We say that the net. Net is not working. The net is very good. The net speed of net is like that. So we call it net itself. These interlinked computers work by transmitting data through a special type of packet switching, which is known as the IP or the Internet Protocol. And these network computers are called hosts, which offer information, resources, services, and application to users or other nodes of the network. So what is saying that they work on the protocol that is called Internet Protocol, that is rules for sending and receiving the information. And once computers are connected, so some computers or one computer will be host and another computer will be receiver itself, then only the communication must be done. So the computer is sending the information or providing the resource is called host, and those computers who are receiving the resources or information called receivers. So now come to the history of the internet. So we know that what was the need of internet and how it's been invented and who did that. The internet had its roots in 1969 when the US Department of Defense set up a network of computers called ARPANET. So once US defense needed communication between universities and defense and all, so they invented ARPANET, that is called Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. That's the full form of ARPANET. So you must remember that one. Later on this chapter we will see that ARPANET, who invented and what was the work of ARPANET. ARPANET to connect computers at different universities and US defense. So universities with the US defense needed to connect, so that's why they um, uh, invented and they made ARPANET. It was evolved into communication channels among contractors, military personnel, university researchers who were contributing to ARPA projects. So once they invented, so they were connected. Who connected? Military personnels, contractors, and many more people connected to that ARPANET. First it was invented for US defense only, but later on they generalized that one. Later the Department of Defense allowed universities to join the networks for sharing resources. So later on they um, made in the market, put in the market, and they provided for universities to get connected and get the information. Soon universities began exchanging data and messages through which ARPANET expanded rapidly. So in 1980s, National Science Foundation (NSF) created a similar and parallel network called NSFNet, which was capable of handling far greater traffic. So after that, universities, what they have invented, they have invented NSF. Parallel one means just similar to the ARPANET, and but better than ARPANET means it can handle more traffic, means more people can be connected all together, and it can handle and transfer the data to the computers. So private organizations and people started developing their own networks, which were later interconnected and with ARPANET and NSFNet and from internet. So what they have done, once ARPANET was in the market, and then NSF was in the market, so everybody started making their own network. Everybody means the universities, companies, and organizations, they started using their own internet to get connected by themselves only, not from outside or to the outside. So once US saw that one, everybody was working and making their own networks. What they did, they interconnected, say connected all the uh, networks and made internet. The ARPANET was shut down in 1990 and NSFNet was discontinued in 1995. So ARPANET was the first one. So many more developed networking was there. So just because of that, in 1990 ARPANET was closed, and then in 1995 NSF was disconnected. However, commercial internet services associated with ARPANET and NSF net continued to run to the on the internet. So associated one who was who were associated with ARPANET or NSF, they were continuing. With the passage of time, internet grew popular, and now it accommodates almost all private networks. Now we see in our general life that private networking is there. So we use those internet. There are about 3.26 billion internet users as at December 2015. So 5 years ago, they have calculated that one, 3.26 billion internet users throughout the world. That's over 40% of the world population. Wi-Fi and mobile connected devices will generate 68% of all internet traffic by 2017. About 2.7 million blog posts are published every day. It means blog post means writing about something on the internet. 2.7 million blog posts every day. So now the next topic is uses of internet. So the internet is available in all major places of almost every country. We know that in every country now it's available. It is possible to surf through internet with the help of internet browsers such as Google Chrome, Yahoo, Bing, etc. So these are the browsers and the search engines. Through that we can surf. Surf means we can open the pages and we can access the web pages and internet. That's called surfing. So internet is widely used in different fields for many purposes. Some uses are given below. So these are the uses of internet in education. So we needless to say that what is the use of internet in education. We can get educational support by using internet, like you people are using right now, getting educated by the internet itself. Next one is socialize. So social networking we are using, so that is the use of socialization. Socialization refers to the ways people communicate with the methods they use to do. Social networking sites like Facebook and Twitter, these are the social networking site, they are getting connected. That the second use of internet. Email and chatting. Using internet we can communicate with a person who is sitting in any place of the world. So that's very easy. We can get connected to a person who is sitting over there across the sea, across the ocean. We can get connected in a few seconds. We can send email and chat to anybody, anywhere, and anytime. Okay. Next is entertainment. This is also, you people are knowing very well that how internet is being used for entertainment. We can find all forms of entertainment on the internet, like watching movies, listen to music, and also playing games. Next is information. It is easy to for everyone to access any type of information. Like if you people are making a project or any things you want to search, just you get the Google and you search it. So that's the use of internet. Then services. Which kind of services? Many services are provided on the internet, such as net banking, purchasing tickets for traveling, and for movies. So we can buy things on the internet and we have them delivered to our homes. So many more uses are there for internet: purchasing on Flipkart, Snapdeal, purchasing, then booking the tickets on IRCTC, and many more things are there. Many services are there through the internet is possible. Next is as internet terminology. So what is internet terminology? Means what are the terms, what are the words we are using, we say in while using internet. So what the meaning of those terms and what the use of those terms? Let's see here. The term internet is often used in everyday speech without much distinction. Some basic terms related to internet are given below. First one is HTML. We know what is HTML. It is the um, scriptive language that can be displayed on a web browser. Okay, here HTML stands for, we know that, hypertext markup language. It is a markup language in which the web pages are written. HTML is the most widely used language to design web contents for internet. It provides complete code package that allows us to create web pages. So HTML is the language where it provides you everything in every code that you can write to make a web page that can be opened in browser, including text and graphics. You can add links to your web pages. So you can add links, you can add pictures, you can add videos on the web page itself through the HTML. Next is web client. Web client is an application that communicates with a web server using HTTP. HTTP, we know that, hypertext uh, transfer protocol. So what protocol is it? There's a rule to get connected to the server means internet. Okay, from your computer or from your browser to internet, that is called web client. HTTP is behind every request for a web document, every click of a hypertext link, and submission of a form. Means if you want to fill a form and submit, so HTML will send a request to the internet to get connected. Okay, for example, if you people are filling a form for Olympiad, so you put your name, roll number and all in on the Google Chrome, and you put submit. Once you click on submit button, so that means you click on submit button, it means HTML sends a request to internet whether it this form is correct and can be submitted or stored or not. Once it will get the reply that yes, that form can be saved, so again HTML sends all the information what you have filled. It is sent to internet or to the server and it can be saved over there. Next is that web server. Web server is a space where web file or document are stored. Just I told you that once web client asks to save, so it is saved on web server. Web server is nothing but a storage, a large huge storage what companies or servers have. That one, documents are stored that views on the internet, and to distribute information on the world wide web it uses HTTP to serve the files. So here is the HTTP protocol. Protocol means it's a rule to transfer the files. So HTTP is used between web client and the web server. In web server, all the information are getting stored, each and everything. Once you ask for any information like in Google, so from web server it takes and sends to the web client. Web client means on your browser, so you can open the web page. Next term is website. Website is a collection of web pages, images, videos, audios, multimedia, etc. So website is nothing but collection of web pages, and that is not only collection of web pages, related pages that are related to each other. Okay, if you have opened a website of a school, so all the pages are connected to the same school. It provides a lot of information regarding education, business, software, games, and about different colleges. Okay, so whatever you open the website kind of website, so it will show the information about that. Next term is URL. Full form is Uniform Resource Locator. URL is nothing but the address you type on Google Chrome, like www.google.com. This is the address of this website, that's called URL, Uniform Resource Locator. If you open www.facebook.com, that is URL of that website. So URL is a specific character string and constitutes a reference to an internet resource. It is a unique address for a file that is accessible on the internet. It means that must be unique. Okay, if you type on Google Chrome's URL bar www.google.com or facebook.com, so only one page will be there, one website will be open, that is facebook.com. There is nothing, there is no another website called facebook.com, there is one, so must be unique over there. So here is the timeline of internet. Timeline of internet means where we started and where it's gone year by year, like 1958, then 61, then 72. So read it out. It's very simple, talking about the people who interacted and who involved in the internet evolution. So and the next page continued up to 2013. So up to here it's being done. From the next video we will see the functions of internet. So if you have books, so read it out by yourself. So we will discuss about that topic, functions of internet. That is very important. We will continue with that. Thank you. Have a nice day.